Welcome back everyone, I am the Depressed Eeyore and this is Bloodstained Ritual of the Night on hard mode. So, a bit of a rough start, let's keep going. I guess to put it in perspective, like I mentioned before, I played a little bit of hard mode on New Game Plus, which my character was level 51, and right now my character is I think level 7? Yeah, level 7. So it's a significant change. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and try out the gun real quick. Alright. So this door here represents a boss door.
So, Sleeping Beauty, you've decided to awaken.
Jeeble, tell me you didn't do this. It doesn't make any sense.
How does it not? After all the sins humans wrought upon us?
Johannes told me what they did to you. And you're right, it's horrible. But what you're doing now is just as bad.
I need to replace that mask. It does provide luck, but it does look very silly in the cutscenes.
No! No, there you are very wrong. What the alchemists did was reshuffle our bodies. What I intend to do is reshuffle the world. I'd say I've earned the right.
So yeah, this is Jeeble. He's the other, was it Shardbinder or whatever it's called. You can see he has tattoos on his face.
Join me, Miriam. You're the only one who understands the pain I feel. What it's like to no longer be human.
What? I never thought I'd hear those words from you. I was the one that came to you broken, convinced I was a monster, and you told me...
This is nonsense.
You told me... Our power doesn't make us good or bad. Our choices do. I'd given up on my humanity, but you restored my hope. Don't you remember?
Master Jeeble, we must return.
I think Grimory was the last boss in Curse of the Moon.
Yes. Miriam, I tire of reminiscing with you. You're here to kill me, aren't you? Then first prove you can find me. Along the way, you'll have no choice but to absorb shards and avail yourself of the powers of hell. If you can still claim to be human at the end of it all, then perhaps I might be more inclined to listen. Come, Grimory. We're leaving.
I'm watching you,
Jeeble,
Moon.
wait!
Alright. So... costs more to use Gale Crawler, but I think this person's resistant to water, so we'll switch to Gale Crawler. Actually, I have I have the Flame Cannon. I'll try that instead. We're gonna go ahead and switch to the Kung Fu Shoes real quick. Ouch. That was annoying. Alright. It's for 60 damage. That's insane. I so pressed the wrong keys there. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the death there. I was pressing down and jump, which for some reason I kept thinking that was the back step, which is not the case. That's the slide. Left bumper is the back step, and that has actual iframes. Alright, so I'm not going to bother with the gun. It ain't working for me. What I will switch to, though, go ahead and do Claymore. And that should be it. I'll try Gale Crawler and see if it does any decent damage. So yeah, the Great Sword swings slow, so you have to do short hops to make it go a little bit better. Maybe we can skip through all this.
Come,
Ow. It's actually kind of hard to see the attacks. Yeah. Because they come from the background, which is not... So yeah, the minions can actually block the shots from me, which is... Sheesh. Definitely feels like she's a lot more aggressive in hard mode. Still gonna go ahead and use the Claymore for now. Just so I don't have to repeat the menuing, we'll just do this real quick. If necessary, I'll do grinding, but it'll be off screen. Yeah, the hitboxes are a bit unforgiving in this game, by the way. I didn't get it. Yeah, and with this I can actually aim up and head. Some of those didn't hit, I don't know why. Yeah, still can't get it. You can hop through it. There's another way I can avoid it. Oh, died. Yeah. Well, did a little bit better. So one of the other ways you can avoid that water spray is you can leave the summoned minions, and they'll actually block some of it. They'll actually, their bodies will actually block the ray. So yeah, Claymore is my strongest weapon. What kind of threw me off was my spell wasn't hitting.
So
Yeah, in normal it fires only 3 shots. This it seems to fire 5. I don't know what hit me. That's the other thing that's a bit of a problem, is part of its body is in the foreground and I can't see any of the attacks that are being made. But it was my fault for standing and attacking. You should always be hopping. Especially with a slow weapon. But yeah, like I mentioned before, the un, deux, trois combo has iframes, so I can use that to avoid the attack. And since I'm having no luck with connecting with the other attacks, I think it's... It's gonna come at me next. And I got hit by a minion before I could do the... God, these things are so annoying to kill. I'm at 2 hit points, by the way. Oh, now you fall away. Nope, didn't get it. Also, the boat is rocking upwards and downwards, which seems to be messing with my jump heights. It's kind of just a big mess. I have beaten this game before, by the way. It's just normal I beat it. I have beaten this boss, but I was level 51 when I did New Game Plus. Which does wonders.
So, cut.
I don't even know how to avoid that swing. Like, it's so high up. Okay. Should kill that one shot. Nope. Might as well use this as an opportunity to practice yeah, I don't know how to avoid it. Didn't want to risk it. There we go. You know, easy every time. Rushing tentacle attack foes with one of Vepar's tentacles. So, also at normal when I fought this boss, I think it was level 10. I did a lot of like grinding. Like every time I found a new monster in the beginning, I just kept killing that monster over and over again, like leaving and re-entering the screen just to try to get the shards and drops. I didn't really do it in this playthrough because obviously it's a Let's Play, so that could also influence my
I
gains.
saw it. Just a flicker. That was the Jeeble I know. I will put a stop to all this.
Alright, there should be a cutscene coming up, and the volume might be a bit loud, so be aware of that.
Bloodstained.
Alright, that wasn't too bad actually.
We're here.
Was this a village? What happened to it? The demons Jeeble summoned?
They've moved faster than we hoped. Miriam, we have to hurry. This was where we were supposed to meet our contact.
All right. But wait. Let me clear the area. There are still demons about.
Promise you'll be careful. I just hope that she's still safe.
Who's she? Anyway, we can come back to the boat anytime we want. Funny enough, it'll show it back to like in the storm and rocking, because reasons. Even though it's now obviously on shore. Yeah, so we got that going for us. Part of me wants to save before I do anything else, but I will just take the risk. I'm gonna stick with the greatsword. It has a reach, and it's something I can work with. The arc is actually really good. Oh, I actually was able to hack the bones out of the air. Jeez. So yeah, this Gale Crawler was actually really useful for killing the minions. So that's something to take advantage of. One shot was enough.
Thank you, Miriam. You know who I am. And that means...
I'm sorry we couldn't get here sooner, Dominique.
So this is our contact.
Johannes has really big feet.
Yes, the church sent me. As you can see, I know a thing or two about expelling demons.
An exorcist. Then we're lucky to have you, Dominique.
And the church you, Miriam. Thank you for guiding her here, Johannes.
You might have noticed some of the verbal dialogue does not match up with the text.
You wouldn't have asked if it wasn't important, but you should tell us why you need her. Miriam isn't one to shy away from danger, but she deserves to be armed with all the facts.
Yes, very well. I told you when I contacted you that the Shardbinder Jeeble is responsible for summoning the castle.
Yes, there's no mistake about that. He admitted as much.
What? You spoke to him?
Then let me get right to the point. I find it curious that the outpouring of demons, facilitated by one Shardbinder, just happens to coincide with the sudden awakening of the other Shardbinder after exactly 10 years.
You're right, it is strange. But the church doesn't get to drag Miriam into this just because the timing is odd.
Oh, do you decide for her then? I asked you to bring her here so she could see the horrors that have befallen the village and make an informed choice. I have no intention of forcing you, Miriam.
You don't have to. I gave Jeeble my word that I would stop him. What happened here only strengthens my resolve.
Also, our ship is a bit wrecked.
Thank you, Miriam. I am sorry to put it on your shoulders.
Pardon me?
Oh, hello there. Are you all right? We didn't mean to ignore you.
I
I'm all right, thank you.
You are quite welcome. Do you have a name?
Anne.
What a lovely name! Anne, you shouldn't be out here. Let me take you somewhere safe.
Oh, all right.
Come on, this way.
Alright.
I did some looking around before, and this place seems secure.
Yes, agreed.
Johannes, you, Anne, and I will remain here. We can assist Miriam from safe ground.
What? We can't ask her to brave the castle alone?
Don't be foolish. She is trained in combat. Are you? We would only get in the way.
That's not the point.
I'll be fine, Johannes. Please don't worry.
All right. But we'll be here if you need us.
Let's not waste any time. We have a lot to do.
Come back if you need anything. I'll get a workshop running so I can perform alchemy for you.
Thank you, Johannes.
I know you're strong, but be careful.
I will.
I can assure you I won't. I will probably die a lot. Got a chest here, has a waystone, which are going to be used to return to where we were. Oh right, I have to actually... There's actually supposed to be other villagers here, but I think I have to do the other stuff first. But first, I'm going to save my... First, I'm going to break this lamp. Need all the money I can get. Alright, we gained 2 levels. One from a boss fight and one just from fighting enemies on the way. So we're probably behind on levels as far as hard mode's concerned.
Ah, here she is. You have to marvel at the church's resources. Look at what they've provided for us.
I know, it's incredible.
So, what I can do for you here in the workshop is take materials you bring me and transmute them into new items. But the alchemy is easier to show you than explain. Here, I have some materials we can use. So let's try transmuting them.
Alright, a bunch of materials.
What are we transmuting this time?
And we can craft a bunch of stuff. So we can upgrade our scarf to bat wings if we want to. There's a ring. And there's a bunch of other stuff we can mess around with as well. There's also a bunch of these weapons that require coins. In the beginning you can really only get an 8-bit coin, and they're kind of just like goofy things. Like for example the Boreal Rime boots, you can't do any special techniques with them, but they do ice damage, and when you move it's like you have ice physics for some reason. So I might grab one of these just for an early game power boost. Yeah, I'm kind of just looking through some of this because I'm just like, you unlock more more things you can craft through like finding recipes and things like that. So I was just seeing what we get as a base. It's not too shabby. Anyway, there's also food that you can craft. Now, food is interesting in this game. Not only does it either restore HP or MP, but the first time you eat a food, a unique food, it will give you a stat increase. So if you look to the left, there's a first time bonus. So the first time you eat a rice ball, it's going to not only heal you, but it's also going to increase your max HP by 10 and your constitution by 2. So a lot of times what I end up doing is I craft a bunch of food and then I just let it sit until I absolutely need it. And then not only do I get healed up, but my stats increase. You also have to craft ingredients in addition to crafting in order to craft some of these foods as well. Some of the ingredients can only be purchased from the other shop. And then we got shards here. So we could do sorry, cats. Oh jeez. Well, my cat just knocked over a glass. I'll deal with that in a bed, I guess. Luckily it didn't break. Alright, anyway, back to what I was doing. So, you can actually upgrade these using various materials we get. Usually it's materials you get from the monster you get it from. So, for example, the Cerulean Splash, you kill that same enemy, you get writhing limbs, and you can use it to upgrade. And every time you rank up, it will increase, it'll do a number of things for it. I'm just going to increase Thrashing Tentacle. I don't really need Cerulean Splash. But yeah, Thrashing Tentacle is kind of a a large AoE, and that's why it costs so much. Also, there's not really much else to do with Writhing Limbs, so I'm just going to go ahead and upgrade it.
I'll go with this. I'll go with this.
Okay. And some of the ingredients change as you rank up. So at rank 4 you now need slimy leather to make it better. And that's about it. So that takes care of all of that.
Once I've transmuted an item, I'll pass it on to Dominique so she can carry it at the supply post for you. I'll do my best to inform you of what items you can make from what materials. But when it comes to items I don't know about, you'll have to find a formula for me and bring it here.
I understand.
Also, the demon crystal you've obtained, the shards, those can be transmuted the same way as items. Each shard requires specific materials, but it's worth it to make your shards more useful. Try it when you get the chance.
I think I will.
Also, neither one of us has been eating well. No wonder, considering the struggle we've been through to survive. If you bring me the ingredients, I can use alchemy to prepare meals for us. With proper nutrition and a varied diet, you have the potential to get much stronger.
Eating new food for the first time? Yeah, we already talked about this. Okay.
Dominique, what is all this machinery?
That is photographic equipment we've been working on.
Photographic?
To put it more plainly, it allows me to capture images of real life, landscapes, people.
What? Really? Can I try it?
Unfortunately, I don't have the silver bromide I need.
I'll see if I can find it. Be right back.
We won't have that for a little while.
So there are still demons outside. Oh, they're so scary. Oh, hello! I hope you're ready to loosen those purse strings. Oh, hello, miss. Oh, you're looking fit as ever. Oh, I still owe you my life. Oh, hello!
There we go.
Miriam, welcome. Since this is your first time here, let me tell you a little bit about the supply post.
Please.
I have made arrangements so you can buy and sell items here. I would have liked to provide what you need for free, but seeing as we are largely cut off from the church's funds out here, I will need money in order to keep the supply post stocked. I hope you don't mind paying.
No, I understand. I appreciate you doing what you can.
I can also buy shards from you if you no longer need them.
Wait, is trade in demon shards even allowed?
Of course. The church would sooner gather them up and make certain they are purified. I am not permitted to sell them, but I can buy them off you. You may want to keep extras, since possessing multiple shards of the same type amplifies its power, but there is a limit to how far that can go.
Yeah, the limit is 9. Once you get 9 shards, you will not gain any more. and it's kind of a catch because essentially if you're selling shards, you're going to weaken them no matter what. You're not going to have a surplus. So it's essentially if you are going to sell shards, it's going to be shards that you'll never use.
And more importantly, if you carry a large number of shards, your body's corruption
May accelerate, but I'll find a way to deal with that myself.
I still recommend selling your shards as a means of making money.
All right. I know you're looking out for me.
I think that explains everything. Now, would you like to have a look around? What are you looking to buy?
Alright, so there's a few things you can purchase here. Anything that you crafted can be purchased here. We haven't crafted anything yet, so that is that. But a few other things you can do. So I was just looking at some of the stuff here. I think anything you sell here also can be will end up in this can be resold in this shop. Also, one thing to note: this circlet here, if you buy this, it will actually unlock crafting things for Johannes, and you actually need to do this in order to complete some of the quest. So just something to be aware of. Besides that, we should probably do some crafting, get some of the foods taken care of while we're here. We have a little bit of money, not a lot, but it's better than nothing. And for right now, I'm not going to sell anything because some of it might be useful for a quest.
Oh, I forgot to give this to you. It's the key to the building. You can use it to explore further in.
Thank you.
I invited the other survivors inside where it's safe. They all have troubles that need resolving, if you can spare them the time.
I'll do what I can.
I know you will. Come back anytime. I'll be praying for you.
Okay, so now we have the village key. And now there's more people here. So we'll start with you.
You there? It was awful. Those monsters came out of nowhere. We ran for dear life.
Where are the others?
Dead, most of them. My dear husband included. Those devils have to pay. Those murderers. You look strong, miss. I'm begging you. Help me.
If it's within my power.
Oh, thank you. My name's Lindsay. What's yours?
Miriam.
Well, Miriam, I'll gather whatever information I can about the monsters that wronged us. I want you to hunt down the monsters and take vengeance on them. The efforts won't go unrewarded, I promise you that.
All right. I'll do it.
Here's what I've turned up on the monsters.
Alright, so these are essentially bounty quests. As you kill them, a little thing will pop up in the bottom right corner saying how many you have left to kill. Mortes are those standard little zombie things that come out of the ground. That'll be our first quest, and it'll get us 3 rings. The spare rings are actually materials to make better rings, so obviously you can only wear 2 of them at a time, but that's the reason why there's multiples. Also, as we progress through the game, more of these will come up.
Help my husband rest in peace. Kill that murderer dead!
Each one of them will have a mention of... Alright, unlocking that real quick. Of a family member. Needless to say, she has a lot of family members that died.
I'm glad me fields are rid of those monsters. But they're in a terrible state. I'll need to replant everything.
What will you grow?
Well, I haven't decided yet. Where are my manners? I'm Harry.
Miriam.
Tell me, Miriam, do you have anything I might be able to grow? Because if you let me do the farming, I'll give you your share of the harvest, and you won't even have to lift a finger.
Oh, all right. I'll keep an eye out.
Good. I'll be waiting in the fields.
Alright, so one of the chests we opened, the blue chest that actually refreshes, has one of each seed. So we're going to go ahead and just get these out there.
Can you plant this?
Sure, I'll get to work.
You can only plant one thing at a time, and it takes a little bit of time for him to get completed. You'll know based off the background. You can see there's the field out there. Eventually, once the plants are like fully grown, you'll be able to tell, and then just talk to him. And he'll give you every time you plant a seed, it'll give you 10 of that thing. So we'll get 10 rice from that once it completes.
What a bloodbath. We were slaughtered. But you're not like us. You're strong. I saw you fighting.
Oh, it was more luck than skill.
Oh, humble too. My name is Abigail. What's yours?
Miriam.
Well, Miriam, might I ask you a favor? I want to give the dead a proper burial.
Of course.
But that's not going to be possible for some. In the very least, though, I'd like to bury some keepsake for each of them. A Valkyrie like you should have no trouble finding such things. Can I count on you? I'll see that you're rewarded.
I'd be happy to do it.
Thank you. Then, let me show you.
Alright. So, essentially, she will ask for a specific item, and then you give that item to her, and she will reward you.
Thank you. How are you, Miriam?
Getting by.
Alright, and then just go here and give her the tunic.
Here's what you asked for.
This is it. That's one more villager we can lay to rest. Here's your reward. This is the keepsake I'm looking for.
Right. I'll see if I can find it.
Alright.
Thank you. How are you?
Okay. You can, if you offer her the wrong item, she will not take it, so you don't have to worry about accidentally losing items. So we need to kill 5 more, so we're just going to do that real quick. So flying enemies like this bird here is actually vulnerable to piercing weapons, so just have that in mind. Also it drops tomatoes, which are actually kind of important. One more pass should do it. Got bone toss. The reason why I went through the animation again is last time we got it, we actually got killed. But the good news is we did get to upgrade our Gale Cutter or whatever that spell is called. So it should do a little bit more damage now. So you can see it's starting to grow back there. It's not done yet though. Kinda wish I had picked a different one because I completely forgot that you get rice for the first quest.
Got any targets for me?
Good work. Here's your reward.
Got any targets for me?
Here's what I've turned up on the monsters.
So you can actually select multiples. You can just do this. So what we need to do is, there's the Dual Hammer, the Giramund, Stabnock, and the Barbados. The Dual Hammer we can go and fight back on the ship if we want to. I think I will do that though. I don't remember any of the other monsters.
Help my cousin Annette rest in peace. Kill those murderers dead!
Alright. Also look up any of your quests that you have through this. So yeah, looks like we've only encountered the Dual Hammer. Okay. And then back here. We You.
I'd rather keel over and die than spend another moment in a living hell like this one.
Oh, don't say that.
Never you mind me, young lady. What's your name? I'm Susie.
Miriam, is there anything I can do to help?
Well, I do enjoy a good meal, but I can't remember the names of the dishes I like.
I'll help you figure it out. I promise.
Okay. And if we get this, we get the Thorn Whip.
I suppose I'll stick around and wait a little while longer.
Alright. And the little thought bubble kind of tells you what you're supposed to look for. It looks like we need, I think they're called rice balls. I've completed every quest except for the food ones in my personal playthrough, and that's because there was one particular item I couldn't figure out how to make, and I believe it's because I completely missed the recipe to actually make it. Anyway, sorry for a little slow going. It was just me failing at a boss fight and then a bunch of talking to people. So we're gonna go ahead and just take care of all that now, so we don't have to
How are you, Miri?
deal with it as much.
Here's what you are.
This is it?
Yep. Now we have the safe ring, which we don't really need.
Right.
Now we have 2 of them. Okay. Next one is Brigandine. The way we get Brigandine is by completing the quest, the bounty quest that the other person has. We got that going for us. It's tedious breaking these every time, but it's literally the only way to make money, unless you get a money drop from a monster.
Are you eating properly? So, what'll it be?
Alright, so I do have the means to make a rice ball. So I'm actually going to make 2. One to obviously turn in, the other one I'll keep to eat later.
I'll go with this. Great! Johannes, can you tell me more about what happened 10 years ago?
It started when the interests of the rich shifted away from the spiritual and esoteric in favor of more material investments. The alchemists' research was expensive. The guild members didn't want to lose their wealthy patrons. So they warned again and again that demons would come if people let go of their spirituality. But people don't change that easily. So the alchemists took a more drastic measure.
You mean us? The Shardbinders?
Yes. It shames me that I was even connected to what they did. But at least you have the facts of it.
It's all right. Thank you for telling me.
Go ahead and turn in that rice ball. Also, just for the sake of appearances, I'm gonna do that so I can actually see my face.
Did you bring... That's it! How did you know? Oh, I can't wait to try it. Oh, it's delicious.
Save some for me?
I feel a little better. Thank you, miss.
You're welcome. Don't give up. You're going to get through this.
Okay, got a Thorn Whip.
Is there anything else you'd like to eat?
Yes, actually.
I'll help you.
Alright. Something irresistible. She says it's round and topped with something gooey and stretchy. The other one was, she says it's perfect when you feel peckish. It is pizza. We have a quest to get pizza, so... or that will reward pizza. So we can always go with that. Anyway, the Thorn Whip is actually an upgrade. I'm gonna go ahead and use it, even though I went through majority of the game on my personal playthrough using a whip. But right now, I need as much damage as I can get, so... So yeah, the arc, the hitbox is, like I mentioned before, is a little weird. Like, you see that little, I guess you see the swipe itself, that's where you actually do damage. So if someone's like within the swipe, it actually doesn't do anything in a lot of cases. Anyway, that is pretty much everything. Obviously, I need to go kill Dolahammers, which I will do next time. So, I am the Depressed Eeyore. This was Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. See you guys next time.